Hello everyone. So recently I've been asked on several different venues about Ephraim, like how to build him, and get this, if he should get the unique ability for Siegmund. Dude, that shouldn't even be a question, but for the sake of this video, let me explain why this skill is entirely broken, and I'll also teach you about the strongest Ephraim build to ever exist. That way, no one will ever be stupid enough to stand up to you. So first things first, we all know Ephraim for his absurd attack strength combined with his unique weapon Siegmund, and if you don't, you do now. Now, he's been on my watch list for quite a while now, even long before Weapon Refinery because of this. A long time ago when I first got him, I decided to look at Game Press for some build ideas, you know, I always do this. But then I see things like Fury on him, I'm like, oh god, what the hell are you guys smoking? So instead I decided to take matters into my own hands. I had theory crafted an extremely powerful build, as you can see here, with attack plus attack IVs, death blow, and of course some more attack, bringing him up to a potential of 67 attack on initiation, you know, just to be sure. Then I will pair him up with two bulky persons like Minion or Feng or somebody with high HP with infantry pulse, and give him his signature moon bow, allowing him to just completely obliterate someone during a player phase. I call that build One Stab Man, a guy whose spear pierces the heavens. Now that build was incredibly strong even back then, but there were some drawbacks in which certain heavy armored targets could survive and then counterattack Ephraim to death because he's fat and slow. That, combined with the fact that I only had 2 copies of him with no attack IVs, I left that build in the lab for the one day that I'll get more Ephraim in the future. And the future is now. Well, I'm not going to spend money to build my own plus 10 Ephraim on the wonderful Weapon Refinery banner that's going on right now, because I honestly hate 3% summons unless I absolutely have to. I know people who will summon, so take this build as a gift from me to you. So let's talk about the new Siegmund ability. It says if units initiate combat with more than 90% HP, a unit will make a guaranteed follow attack. Now, I don't know what happened along the way, but there was this idea that it's like reverse brash assault. But no, that's not quite it. So how this works is that you basically have infinite speed on initiation and double someone as long as your health is 90% or more. I haven't figured out its interaction with Warrior Fighter yet, though it'll probably lose to Lancebreaker, but if somebody tests this out, please report back. Anyway, but otherwise, it's guaranteed double attack without having to worry about any counterattack nonsense. So if you were to meet a ranged unit, you'll literally turn into a 67 attack Brave Lance that can obliterate pretty much anyone. No, wait, no. Let's make it 69 now with summoner support. 69 is such a good number. Now, against melee units, obviously they will be able to counter. But unlike before, where you stab once if they don't die, and then they stab you twice in the face and you die, well, it also depends on the target, and he is kind of bulky too. Anyway, so now you get to stab the guy again before he can do his second attack. This is particularly important, because now he can proc Moonbow on the second attack, and thanks to this update, Glimmer. Now, Glimmer is incredibly powerful, and on guys like Ephraim even more so. You know how guys on Infernal difficulty have like, what, 80 HP or something like that? Well, Ephraim can now bring him down in one round thanks to the power of Glimmer. To explain, let me get out the calculator. Okay, so 69 attack, no, minus 30 defense. Then multiply that by 1.5 and you have 58.5. You round that down because the game hates decimals, so you have 58. 58, dude! Combined with 39 that was dealt earlier, you're looking at 97 damage. 90 goddamn 7 damage. Like, are you serious, dude? Have you even seen a unit that you're supposed to kill with 97 HP? Okay, alright. Let's try with 40 defense this time. 29 times 1.5, and then you have 43.5 for the grand total of 72.5. That is still a massive walloping. Moonbow will deal 41 at this point, so it's starting to catch up, but you can clearly see the interaction between big damage dealers like Ephraim and Glimmer. It's no joke. This update is the best thing to ever happen to what used to be a terrible skill. 40 defense is a very respectable amount of defense, and then out of nowhere this dude just completely obliterates it. Now, if you were to bring it up to 50, then you're looking at 19 plus 28, which is 47. Moonbow will do 54, by the way. So now things will start to survive, but you've got to remember, 69 is Ephraim's max damage before any buffs, or even any incest marriages. So if he can really push the limit of his damage to some crazy extremes. Now, you might not be able to beat Baruka even with all this, thanks to her being green and can reach an upper limit of like 58 defense or more, but Ephraim is all about picking fights he can win. And let me tell ya, with this build, he will win many fights. Okay. Now let's continue with the rest of the build. I think for his B skill, Quick Riposte or Brash Assault for a more stabby player phase will do just fine. But now, if you feel particularly like an asshole today, slap on Wings of Mercy or something, so that when Sigurd or someone tanky decides to, oh, I don't know, get burned by foul flame or something and was like, oh, I'm burning someone! And you will teleport halfway across the map and completely violate Arvis in a way that even hard gay would feel pain. I'm also somewhat considering Wrath, so that when a particularly strong enemy counterattacks Ephraim and bring him down to below 75%, and let me tell you, this will happen, he will do plus 10 damage plus 10 damage in addition to Glimmer in his follow-up attack. Although this is kind of excessive damage, you never know when one day there will be a power creep unit that requires such absurd firepower. And the best part is that after the explosion of damage, you can just move Ephraim back. And then you can let him sit there and fester for like 2 turns or something. And then you can run him into an enemy again and relive the glories of one stab man, completely obliterating his foe in a single stab. Though that's kind of luxury, so I say just run with like Quick Riposte or something like that. I think that's the safest choice. If you really, want to take advantage of the double stab, just go ahead and get, I don't know, Jenny or Elise to heal you to full or something, and then you're alright. And then you can go back to stabbing twice again. No need for such excesses. That's for people with brain damage. Okay, now let's talk about C skills. In terms of C skills, I think you should consider him as a buff bot still. After all, Siegmund is all about giving people buffs. So you should just combine that with like Hone Speed or some kind of tactics, when speed tactics come out, I guess, depending on your team. And finally, seals. I say, rather than walk the path of Eureka or something, I say you should give him a plus attack so you can ruin many days. But, if you want to be sure, you could give him Brash Assault too. That's cool too. That way, when you are below 50% health, you can still fight. But I think plus attack will be best. Still, if you really want to be a buff bot, well, you've got those hones now as seals. I say though, you could probably cover that with his support skill. Although removing reposition is a bit iffy. I like reposition a lot. It's a very handy skill for all kinds of situations. But you could just sacrifice yourself a what's the guy's name again? The guy with the fire and sweep lands. He looks like Suino from Doraemon. I don't remember his name at this current moment, but he's got long hair, long spiky hair. Looks kind of like Troa Barton. Anyway, sacrifice him, and you can get plus 3 death and plus 3 res support, which will turn you into a buff bot still, without sacrificing your seal slot. I think that is the way to go. Anyway, so there you have it, guys. I now call this build Double Penetration, and I'm sure Eureka will get a kick out of that one. I came up with this build because I suffer from brain damage, and I don't think like a normal person. So if you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe or something. Right, well, that's it for now. Until next time.